All right, let's connect it up, guys. Coming at you December 11th, 2022 for our live stream. Of course, we're going to talk about all things Walking Dead, some of the spin-off stuff, Daryl stuff, whatever. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. Also going to talk about other topics. I wasn't here last Sunday. I was traveling, and we'll get into all that stuff. Also some other shows that we were watching. And, of course, because we love to talk about The Walking Dead, but other shows and content and stories and just everything as well, too. So I thank you guys for joining me. I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely glad to be back here talking with you guys. So like I said, last Sunday, I didn't post a video on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday because I was traveling. I went back home to New Jersey to see my friends, my family. We did the whole Friendsgiving thing, which is good to have, good to do. And my friends are back in New Jersey. Well, one lives in Jersey, the other lives in Jersey, one in Pennsylvania, and that's basically where everybody lives. And I flew into the Philadelphia airport, and I couldn't help but wonder, about the Rick and Michonne story and how we're going to find out next year about the Rick and Michonne, where they've been. And, I'm excited for all the spinoffs. And, some people have just been, dropped off with the show, and some people still love the show. Some people don't. Some people don't care about stuff, and that's okay. But I'm here to talk about stuff that is interesting to me and to you and to us. And, we want to just say thank you to everybody involved. And I was thinking about just how far the channel has come, The Walking Dead as a whole has come. And yeah, the show kind of has dropped off over the years, but it's still a revolutionary, game-changing TV show in my eyes, because it opened people so much more to the zombie franchise that probably might not have seen it, And I remember being on a tour. It was one of my Atlanta movie tours, and we were in Sonoy, and the guy tells us about different shows and movies we should watch. And they were talking, and it wasn't talking to me, it was talking to the people in front of us. And he's like, "You should watch this." And she's like, "We Walking Dead fans. We don't watch that. We watch Walking Dead." And I was like, So I guess the people who like the horror, the genre, the stuff there, all that, are going to watch Walking Dead. Plus the people that don't watch that watch The Walking Dead. And its peak, was it 13, 14, 15, 17, 20? I don't know how many millions of viewers, households, whatever it was pretty cool too. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. A Big Tree, RWF456, Lindsay, Michael, Heart of Nixie, Rob, Kami, John, and everybody else that's joining right here, too. So Jonathan asked, Q&A, hey, welcome back. We missed you last week. How the heck are you? I'm doing well, John. How are you? How's everybody here? How are you doing? So last Saturday, I flew home with my wife from Tampa to Philly, and I was home in New Jersey Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And it was crazy because the U.S. was playing Netherlands on Saturday, and the game was going on when we were flying, and I watched bulk of the game at the airport. There was like a bar there. We're watching it right by our gate. And then the flight came in early, ready to go, get on the plane. We're supposed to take off at 12:12. It doesn't take off till 12:30. They're going to make up the time in the air. It was a bumpy little turbulent ride. My wife and I are watching different things on our tablet. And we're going, and we land, and it takes forever. Have you ever been to the Philadelphia airport? It takes forever to land. You have to circle and circle and circle, and then you're finally, allowed to land. And then you land, and we got to our gate, B6, and then we're waiting, and people aren't getting off, right? And I just don't know why it's taking forever. Like, usually it used to take a couple minutes. You stand up, bing, get up, and you stretch your bags out and stretch this out, and you stretch your feet out and get your bags, and you're ready to go. And you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting. 10 minutes go by, and we still haven't got off the plane. No one has got off the plane. The pilot gets on and is like, yeah, they're having a problem with the jet connector thing here, so bear with us. So it's the thing coming from the gate to connect to the plane so you can get off and walk into the gate at the airport. So it was terrible. It was terrible. So we're waiting and waiting. 20 minutes go by. Half hour goes by. And then my wife has to go to the bathroom. And so we're like, this is great, right? So we finally get off. We were waiting there, I don't even know, 30, 40 minutes. Finally get off. And then we try to find a bathroom. and we're at B6, so we're like, we got to walk towards the, the front baggage claim and everything and get our stuff and have my dad pick us up. So we walk to the front. There's no bathrooms there. I ask a worker there, hey, buddy, where's the bathroom at? B6. That's where we just came from. We had to walk all the way back. I just give me the bags, I'll hold them. So my wife has to go to the bathroom, runs down to the bathroom and finds it. So we went left instead of going right where the bathroom right was. So we had to walk all the way back to B6, which isn't far, but it was still annoying to go back to do this, to go. My phone case breaks. So I had to buy a new phone case, which I'm going to make a video about. The Otter boxes and the Defender versus the Commuter or whatever cases. Got to make a thing about that because I learned a very valuable lesson there about the different cases and it just was worth it. Then we get into my dad's car. He's there waiting for us. He picks us up. We're driving home. There's a huge accident on the highway. It says plus 52 minutes, right? So that should have taken us 35 minutes to get to the airport to my dad's house. It took us an hour and a half. We have to get home to change to go to my friend's house for Friendsgiving on Saturday. Luckily, my dad got the rolls and stuff for us ahead of time, so we didn't have to go to the bakery or whatever to go get stuff on there as well. And then I talked to my friends, and we still beat two of my friends that were supposed to be there to get to the house and stuff. It was really hilarious. But we got there and had a good time. We did all that stuff, and I was talking to people about The Walking Dead and talking to people about different shows, and we were talking about my friend's wife watches White Lotus, which I recommend. It's a different kind of show. Some of them were talking about Walking Dead. Not a lot of them watch Walking Dead. But then we were talking about Tulsa King. And if you have never seen Tulsa King, it's a Taylor Sheridan show. He wrote Mayor of Kingstown, 1883, Yellowstone, and he's part writer and creator of the show Tulsa King. And it stars Sylvester Stallone. And my one friend's wife is like, Sylvester Stallone, how can anybody like him? He's the worst actor I've ever seen. And I'm like, really? I like Sylvester Stallone. And I'm going to bring this up to you guys. Do you not like Sylvester Stallone? I'm a Sylvester Stallone fan. I like Rocky, some of his favorite movies. Rambo's okay. I like Expendables. I like, the Demolition Man. He's got a bunch of movies. Some are not good. Some are great. But I was like, man, I got to bring that up to everybody. How do you guys feel about Sylvester Stallone? And I don't want to give anything away, but I like Tulsa King. There's a couple things that are like, I guess you gotta roll with it, but it's getting better and better every episode for sure. Michael Singer, my question of the week is, will Maggie tell Negan on Dead City? Judith told everyone Michonne is gone looking for Rick. I wonder why to Maggie would leave Herschel to help Negan, someone she hates. That's a great question, Mike. Yeah, we don't know. That's the big question. I guess that's the $1 million question, is why is Negan and Maggie together in Dead City? Why are they working together? Who are they going to find? Is it by chance? Is it by design? So did Maggie just leave Hilltop by herself to go to New York City by chance? So I made a video recently about old school Negan is coming back. And some years have passed is what they're saying. Is going to be a time jump going into that. Which is like, okay, but how many years have passed? And why is Negan going to New York City or New Jersey? Because they're filmed in New Jersey. But let's go New York City because it's called Dead City, right? Why is that a thing? Why is Maggie there with him? The only thing we could think of is something happens with Herschel, something happens with Annie because of the mother, pregnancy, child. But if years have passed, Annie is either taken, kidnapped, killed, died off. That's the only thing I can think of. And or did she have birth? Did she give birth? Did she die during pregnancy? And what's Negan doing in New York because of that? And also, why is Maggie there with him? It's just the questions that we don't know, and we have to wait to find out. There's just no way to tell right now, and I'm interested to see how it goes too. But that first episode is going to be pretty interesting to see if it makes sense or not, like right off the jump. Oh, okay, that's why. Seeing Q&A, imagine Giancarlo Esposito as a villain in one of the new spinoffs. It would be interesting to see him in The Walking Dead. That great point, Cian. I think I like him as Major General Beale for Giancarlo Esposito. He played Gus Fring in Breaking Bad. I think he would be a great addition to the Walking Dead universe, and that's the only character I can kind of think would make sense, besides if they bring in new people. So I'm kind of getting into it with this one user. I don't know. It's like, I forget the person's name. They're probably not in here. If they are, give us a chat in there. I keep bringing up the fact, like, the characters, like, and they can't get over the fact that I keep bringing up the point of new characters. And, of course, we're going to get new characters. Like, it's a new show. It can't just be Daryl in France or Maggie and Negan in New York, and we don't meet anybody else. They have the whole city to themselves. This isn't I Am Legend, right? And so, of course, we're going to get new characters. But I don't want new characters for the sake of just new characters, right? I want them, because you can connect the dots in one way, shape, or form. There's other avenues to connect it. I want it to be connected with Fear the Walking Dead, Padre, CRM, World Beyond, something that is substance. Don't just give me new characters like Maggie's group and the Meridian was just filler. The Reapers were just filler. We don't need any more of that, right? At least my eyes, we don't. Some people say we do, some people we don't. To me, I don't think so. But that's just my take on it. Again, that's just my take. Some people agree, disagree, and it's all good. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, which of the spinoffs are we getting first? So Dead City is in April. So it's most likely, so the lineup I'm guessing is, thanks Diana, I'm going to be wearing this Santa hat. I wear it every December for our live stream. So I was thinking about it too. So today's the 11th, then the 18th, and then the 25th. So Christmas is in 2 weeks. Do you guys want me to do a live stream on Christmas? I can do one from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. My wife and I aren't going anywhere. Good morning, Kenzie Moon. So I can do one from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. I have no problem doing it. It's just my wife, myself, and my two cats are be here. So we're not traveling anywhere. We won't do anything of that. But so I plan to do one, talk about the holidays and everything there too. I think it'd be kind of cool. And, if people show up, maybe they pop in, pop out there too. And people have time off, I'm guessing, because nothing's going to be open. So it'd be kind of cool to celebrate the holidays with each other a little bit, even if it's for that hour. I think it would be a fun thing. So, yeah, we'll be here for the rest of the year, this Sunday, next Sunday, and the following Sunday as well. I see a lot of people talking about the emojis. I guess YouTube changed some of the color palettes or type of emojis, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like, I just had to update my phone, and it changes a bunch of things, and you just got to get used to it as well, too. So, yeah, I remember James says Demolition Man cliffhanger. I forgot the one where he gets trapped under a tunnel underwater. It's Daylight. That's right. It's called Daylight, James. But I could be wrong. But Sky Judge Dredd is another good one. Yeah. So James, I have a funny story about Daylight. Right. So Daylight came out in December. I don't know, so many years ago. So my birthday is on the 21st. I have a friend's birthday on the 7th. Another friend on the 14th, and mine's on the 21st. So we all celebrate, kind of together and everything. That was kind of part of Friendsgiving when I was home as well. So for a lot of years, I went to the movies for my birthday because I didn't know what to do. We would go to the mall and the movies because they were right across the street from each other. And we went to go see Daylight with Sylvester Stallone. And it's about the tunnel they get trapped in. They can't get out, blah, blah, blah. So we go to the movie theater. And we go in to get our seats, and we're kind of running late, so we run into, number 5 or whatever, and we sit down, and it starts off, and it's like this open field, and it's nothing, and it's a dirt road, and you're waiting, and we're like, what is this movie? It's kind of crazy. And we're sitting there, and it's me and like 4 friends, and then all these cows come running down this dirt road towards the screen, and they're on fire. And I'm like, what the... And then my friend looks at me and is like, did they come from the tunnel? Like, what? And then the title comes up, and it's Mars Attacks. We're in the wrong theater. So then we had to run out of that one, run to the next one. It was number 6 or whatever. And then we watched the movie on there, too. But I'll never forget that, too, because it was so hilarious. And my friend literally looked at me and said, did they come from the tunnel? I was like, what? It was pretty funny as well. So, yeah, guys, it's kind of crazy to think that The Walking Dead has been done now for a couple weeks. And I don't feel like it's, like, over at all. Like, I don't feel like, The Walking Dead's over. Because there's so much left on the table, so much meat left on the bone for the story, and the spinoffs and everything else. Like, how do you guys feel about it? Do you feel like it's over, like it's ending, like you're not going to watch the spinoffs? You may check them out, you may not. We'll have to wait and see. Like, I'm interested to see, because there's a lot of different people saying a lot of different, and a lot of people say a lot of crazy stuff online. But how do you feel about it in 2023 for the Walking Dead universe? So I'm thinking that we're going to get in February, we're going to get Fear the Walking Dead for the 8 episodes, so the 8 weeks. And then we're going to get the Dead City, which will be 6 episodes, 6 weeks. And then it'll probably be the second part of Fear the Walking Dead, so 8B. Then, or the Daryl show. I don't know how they want to do it, because they're still filming the Daryl show now. And I don't know if they've been filming for a couple weeks, so they might be on the 2nd or 3rd episode. Like, I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it. But so it'll be either Fear the Walking Dead, then Daryl, or then Daryl and Fear the Walking Dead 8B. And then July will be Comic-Con. That'll be interesting to see what they do for Comic-Con. Will it be like the Walking Dead universe panel? Will it be different people from different shows? Like, it'll be Daryl and Michonne and Rick and Maggie and Negan, because they definitely want to keep a Walking Dead panel, I'm guessing, right? And then I'm guessing Rick and Michonne's show will be in October. And we still don't know the titles for Daryl's show and the Rick and Michonne show. So we have to just call it the Daryl show and the Rick and Michonne show. So that's what we have to get into as well. So Joey the Gator asks, Q&A, any new info on the spinoffs? So I just posted a video yesterday about a bunch of pictures for the Daryl show. Filming locations and spots, and you see Daryl interacting with fans. You see Greg Nicotero, and it's pretty cool to see. I just don't see anybody else that's like, I don't see any new cast. I don't see any old cast. I don't see any new characters or old characters. I don't see anything of that. We see some water. We see some boats. And then in the photos that we see from The Walking Dead, it was the Talking Dead, the ending, they shared 3 photos of some walkers in, I guess, a stable or a barn or a castle or something. And then Daryl is kind of kidnapped with, it looks like his hands are tied behind his back or in there too. And then also there's another photo of Daryl by a horse and buggy or horse and carriage on there too. So that's all we know so far. And there's nothing much else. We don't know much, if anything, about Fear the Walking Dead. Like, I hope we get a Fear the Walking Dead trailer before the end of the year. I think that would really help out with things. I don't know if they're going to do a preview special for 2023 or whatever. I don't know what the future for that is. But if Fear the Walking Dead, we still don't even know if Fear the Walking Dead is going to be the February show. But it makes sense if it is, because they love to do February and October. And then when all the other spinoffs and stuff came out, it was February and then summer show, and then October as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they have. Well, we have 3 spinoffs next year. Really 4 spinoffs, if you consider Fear the Walking Dead as the 4th spinoff, it is. So it's all spinoffs the rest of the way. I saw Henry asks, Q&A, I keep hearing that Tales is canceled. Is it true? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. I doubt they would just cancel that. I doubt they would just tell us they're going to cancel it. But if they do, I won't be sad about it, because I didn't really like Tales. Tales was okay. I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I wasn't like, well, Tales is great. Really, none of the spinoffs have been that amazing by anything as well. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, will my Maggie Waggy find love again in the spinoff? I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. I think Maggie's going to be, not in another relationship in the rest of the way. Well, John, you're my wrestling guy, right? So when we came back from flying on this past Tuesday, we had an early flight. It was like 8:30 in the morning. So we get to the airport early, we get through security, and we get to the back, and we got like an hour. My wife wasn't really feeling well, so we had to get some water and Pepto-Bismol or something. So it was like a stomach bug or the food she ate at the restaurant before or something. We were not exactly sure, but she felt better when we got home, and she feels fine now. But so we get back on the plane. We finally take off. Philadelphia takes forever. We're in line to take off, and then we're moving up a little bit and sitting there waiting, move up a little bit, waiting, and then we're finally ready to take off. And then we take off, land right in Tampa because it's not as busy of an airport. Get there, get off the plane. No problems with the little connector thing. Get off. And we're walking through the security, which was crazy because the night before, the Monday Night Football game was the Saints versus the Bucks, right here in Tampa. So a lot of people came in from that. They're flying back on Tuesday. So they were at the airport too. So as we're walking past the security to get to the monorail in the Tampa airport, I look to my left, and you can't miss this guy. It's the Big Show, the WWE superstar, the giant man, the Big Show. He's talking to like someone that's next to him, and they're saying like, "Oh yeah, blah blah." And he was getting on a plane somewhere in the F terminal in Tampa airport. So I was like, hey, I saw him before at another convention, but it was just really cool. He was literally right there. He was like 2 feet away from me. We walked right by him. It was awesome. Henry, Q&A, is Annie dead during Dead City? We don't know. We don't see her at all in any of the promo photos or trailers or anything. So I guess, right? Because I don't think that Negan would just leave Annie behind. So we just don't know why Negan is by himself. He didn't find any other group. He didn't find any other people. He talks about, Jeffrey Dean Morgan talks about it in an Entertainment Weekly article about Negan being old school Negan and being away from the group, and it was good to be with the group, but then it was to be away and everything there too. And he says goodbye to Daryl as the nod. So yeah, we just don't know what's happened with Annie, but my best guess is that she's not around, or he's looking for her, or trying to find her too. So Joey the Gator, Q&A, I saw somewhere online that Daryl's show will last for 3 seasons and Maggie and Negan's show for 2 seasons. Do you think that's true? I've seen similar things. Like, so there's been couple different reports that the Daryl show will probably be about 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know. Let's get past the first season first, right? The Maggie and Negan show, I believe they're done filming. It's ready to roll, post-production. See it in April. I believe they renewed it for a 2nd season already. And, well, because I'm pretty sure that AMC, if AMC doesn't have any Walking Dead shows, or they have Fear the Walking Dead, what are they going to do? I don't watch any other thing on AMC myself. Other people probably do. But I don't know what they have there. Like right now, you'll watch maybe like Goodfellas that's on, or the holiday shows that they put on. Home Alone's on. I don't know, whatever. Just going through the channels, right? So you're watching their stuff. But come next year, if they didn't have Fear the Walking Dead, or the Maggie and Negan show, or the Daryl show, or the Rick and Michonne show, that's a huge gap of stuff that they would have there. Like, I'm not going to watch Interview with the Vampire, and I'm not going to watch different things. I think AMC is still like, all right, we still need some Walking Dead on our channel until they find the next one, because I never watched Breaking Bad on their show, but it's their show. I never watched Mad Men on their show, but that's theirs. I never watched, I got into Better Call Saul. I didn't watch a lot of their stuff, but those are some huge shows, right? So Mad Men was a big time show for it. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Walking Dead, of course. And then, what else is theirs? And it's AMC we're talking about. It's not HBO. HBO, there's different networks on there, but AMC really probably wants to keep that money coming in and the advertisements rolling in, because, it'll take a big hit without Walking Dead. BJ Logan 007 Q&A, do you think CRM could still be a major part on Fear with Althea leaving and the story ending on her departure? What do you think of the new group that Morgan is headed to with Madison theories? So Madison and Morgan with the whole Padre angle, it's kind of cool. We'll have to see where it goes. I don't really like that Madison's back, but she's back, so I got to get over it, right? It doesn't make sense. They're forcing that, Like I said, the Walking Dead universe is like forcing I'd say a square peg in a round hole, but it's more like an oval going into a circle. Like, it kind of fits. If you turn it a couple different angles, it fits better than it should. And then it doesn't fit. That's just kind of the Walking Dead universe in a whole for me. But the CRM stuff, CRM needs to be the next step. Like, The Walking Dead's over, right? What's the future of the story? This is uncharted territory. The Walking Dead comics ends. It's over. There's nothing left. Here's Negan. Okay, we already saw that episode on there too. So again, also the other thing I want to bring up. So many people in the comments and everything else, they keep bringing up Rick's brother, Rick's brother, Rick's brother, Rick's brother. And I talked about Rick's brother from the comic, The Alien, Walking Dead, The Alien, that takes place in Europe. I want to say it's actually France as well. I'm pretty sure. But we've never heard or seen or anything. Rick has never mentioned a brother, a sister, a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, a dog, anything. Like, never really mentioned anything besides Coral and Lori, and that's it. In the comic, Robert Kirkman was like, I got this idea, the alien, Ricky Grimes, Richard Grimes. That's my brother. Great. Okay. So you could have that. He could find that. Like, some guy could come in and, Daryl is saying he's there to look for Rick Grimes. And there's this weird guy. He's like, who did you ask for? Rick Grimes? Like, there's only one Rick Grimes in the world. Rick Grimes, that's it. There's only one. Right? But I just don't see it happening. Maybe they could. Again, this is uncharted territory. The Walking Dead universe, the writers, they can do whatever they want. Just like before, they were killing people off every season. People dying off all the time. Every season. And then we get to the final part. And like, nope, alive, still alive, injured, good, there, lose Rosita. Okay. So in the final episode, we lost Luke, Jules, and Rosita. And Marissa Bonet, whatever. Some unknown character who cares about. And so we got the comic Andrea death. Never got the Father Gabriel death in the comics. And I'm fine with it. The way it ended, I'm fine with it. They kept people alive. So more people are alive so we can see them again. And I hope we do. I really hope we do. I've said it before in other videos. I hope we see Ezekiel, Mercer, Princess, Aaron, Father Gabriel, Eugene, whoever. There's enough spinoffs to connect the dots. Or you could even have characters come into Fear the Walking Dead. The timeline doesn't add up yet, but they could be seen. We could have time jumps, and we've had them all the time. And I think people coming over from The Walking Dead would really help Fear the Walking Dead. And I hope we get to see that. That means we probably won't, right? Tim, my guy Tim, Q&A, believed Rick mentioned a brother-in-law when on the highway with Shane. I can't remember that. I mean, I don't really remember anything that big time. But, again, if it was a brother-in-law, that's Lori's brother. Lori never said anything. And the first 3 seasons are like, we're trying to figure out stuff. Different showrunners, all the stuff. And again, if they bring stuff up in the story, if Rick has a brother, we can quote the comic. That's fine. But the alien, again, and I've talked about it in another video on there as well and stuff over the years, and it's cool. But again, we'll have to see. But I know a lot of people, and then some people are like, Rick was captured and he was talking about this CRM angle and this is going to be this, and Rick is not that important to the CRM. He's important to us, but unless Rick's the cure, and then Daryl all of a sudden is O negative or O positive. He's an O blood type. He's a universal donor. He could just give his blood to anybody. Where has that been all this time, Daryl? Like, that would have been good to know previously. It's fine, but it would have been good. So maybe that's an angle in the story of his story or whatever, and it helps out. Maybe that helps him stay alive. But they did put some emphasis on it when Judith got shot and was losing blood. And Daryl's like, yeah, anyone can take my blood, which is the universal donor, which is O. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, what if Gabriel never killed Dante, the Whisperer, Dr. Spy guy? Would he had a redemption arc like Negan did, or would he just rot in prison? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I think it was easy just to kill. It's always easier just to kill off characters because you don't have to worry about what they do, where they go from there too. But I guess, I mean, if no one kills him, he was a character that came and went, served its purpose, and then they were like, kill him off. Okay, this is the whole angle. He killed Sadiq, and that's what we needed him for. And then there, Rob K says, Type O Negative was a cool 90s band. That's a real thing? Man, I didn't know that for sure. Diana, Q&A, they're all living happily ever after in the Commonwealth. That's not really a question there, Diana, just a statement. But yeah, I mean, everyone's right now. Well, some people are at Alexandria. I'm guessing some people are at Hilltop, and some people are at the Commonwealth. And what happens with Oceanside? So I made a video, I don't know how long ago we talked about it, but I'll bring it up again because it came into my mind, is that Rick put a message in a bottle. He was like doing it's a police song, right? Message in a bottle, sending out an SOS, a message in a bottle, whatever. Right? Is it the police or is it Sting? Whose song is that? I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's got the green bottle, and he puts the message in there and corks it, and then he chucks it in the water in the Delaware River. Who's going to find that bottle, right? I was talking about it, the police. But yeah, I thought it was the police, but Thank you, Rob. So he chucks it in the water. Who's going to find that bottle? I think it would be awesome if it was Morgan. Because that kind of fits the timeline of things. Because Fear the Walking Dead is beyond there too. And Padre, water angle stuff, I think would be cool. Who do you think finds the bottle from Rick? So that's the thing that I want to find out. We want to find out what happens with Dead City, Daryl. And, some people are thinking that Daryl is recruited to go find Rick's brother because he's the one that knows about the variants and can do this and do that and here or two. I don't know. I mean, and then the other thing is that Daryl wakes up and he doesn't know how he got there and he's got to find out what's going on. Who are these people? What's going on there too? Tom Hanks finds them all. And he's like, Wilson? Who's this Rick Grimes guy? I don't know, and just tosses it away. Who cares? I don't know that guy. So also, I want to give an update on my book series, guys. Fight for Us. So I didn't have this last time for you, but Fight for Us, The Island is the 17th book of the series and follows where Reckless ended. Ryan and his group continue their journey to search for their loved ones and will be heading to new areas for them. Their journey will be something that they will never forget and will forever change them yet again. Their adventures take them to the infamous island. Battles, bloodshed, and fighting occurs. Not everyone will survive this adventure, but unfortunately that's part of the world they live in now. Who will survive? Who will die? Will they succeed in their journey and adventure? Find out the answers to all these questions and more in Fight for Us, The Island. So The Island is the 17th book, and I'm really excited about this book because it kind of sets up some major connections with the world of Fight for Us and In 100 Days. It's been out now for end of December, or end of November it came out, and it's in paperback and digital form. That was my proof copy for it, and I'm excited for you guys to read it. I don't want to give anything away because if you guys are reading the book series, it's some twists and turns and some cool stuff and some stuff I thought about for a long time, and stuff's coming together, and the payoff's pretty cool, especially if you read In 100 Days Part 1, 2, and 3. So the 3 parts of that, and then there's some big connections for that too. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A, do you think Rick wrote Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't call it? He pulled an Eminem on there, right? Joey the Gator, Q&A, do you think AMC Plus will air the spinoffs a week early like they did for the main series? I mean, they have to do something, because what's the point of having AMC Plus? I mean, the no commercials things is cool, but I don't know. I mean, there's been no word on that yet, but I hope so. I hope they do so, or they might show the first 2 early, or something like they did in the past. I think they'll do something like that because they did traditionally too. Zenith, Q&A, did you see Greg Nicotero speaking the line with Andrew Lincoln and say, come home, Rick, you're the only one who wanted to leave anyway? I don't know where is that, Zenith? Is that in the behind the scenes thing? I didn't see where that was. So the other thing is that there's a convention actually going on right now called Steel City Con, and it's in Pittsburgh. And my wife was looking at it. There's a bunch of cool people there too, like all the Hobbits, Elijah Wood, and I want to call him Rudy, but I'm blanking on his real name. But Rudy, he's always Rudy to me. I forget his name. The Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Ryan Hurst was supposed to be there, but he dropped out. Giancarlo Esposito was supposed to be there, but he dropped out or canceled. Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo are there. And I'm like, man, if they got a lineup like this next year, my wife and I might have to travel to Pittsburgh because I've never been to Pittsburgh. My wife loves the cold weather, so it's in western Pennsylvania, so it'd be kind of cool to see. And we haven't gone to a convention in a long time. And I kind of miss that too. So I'm going to have to keep the lookout. I follow them on Facebook now, but Steel City Con is something, especially if it's next year, for that to check out. I think Tom Savini is there as well. And I saw a picture of Greg Nicotero. He's in From Dusk Till Dawn, the Quentin Tarantino movie, and he's in it for like 5 seconds, and he has no lines. He has a switchblade, and he points it at or he shows it to Tom Savini, and Tom Savini, he has this like crotch gun kind of thing. It's kind of funny. And so I didn't watch it all yet, but that movie is crazy. Like, it's all over the place, that movie, From Dusk Till Dawn. But Tom Savini is in it, and it's pretty cool too. And it's just something that I saw in Greg Nicotero, and it's always interesting. Like, I was thinking about sorry, Henry, what's your last question? Let me see. Where's your last question at? He asked me to go look for his question. Where is it, Henry? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, there you go. Q&A, do you think we will ever see other big characters again, the ones who never got their own spin-offs, like Eugene, Gabriel, Mercer, etc.? I hope so. To me, they could have killed off characters, right? Like, they could have killed off Jerry and/or Aaron. You could have killed off, Yumiko's brother. You could have killed off Annie. You could have killed off the people from my Red theory, which came true about, Rosita and a couple characters. It was probably 40%, 50%. So it still failed, but it was just a theory, and it's fun, and that's all it's there for. But the characters that were left alive, there's so many of them. If we don't see them again, it's kind of crazy, in my opinion. But we're talking about Gimple in the Walking Dead universe, so you never know what they're going to do. You just never know. So we'll have to see what they decide to do. Money, time, budget. People are filming different stuff. And I was bringing up the point before when I saw Henry's thing about, when you see a character now or an actor now, you're like, oh, that's Jerry, or that's Herschel, or that's Greg Nicotero, or that's Daryl, or that's so-and-so. A lot of these actors, pretty much probably all the actors, except the kids, were in other stuff before The Walking Dead. Whether it's a lot of stuff, a little stuff there too, the Boondock Saints and here and there. But then when you see them and you see, Denise in, a holiday movie, or you see this and characters, I'm in a bunch of different Facebook groups, and they post, oh, I saw this on so-and-so, and hey, I saw so-and-so there too. It's cool. But to me, it'll always be like, that's always going to be Jerry or Ezekiel or Rick or Daryl. They're always going to be the guy or girl in The Walking Dead. Like, it's always going to be Aaron, even though his name is Ross. It's not going to be Cooper. It's going to be Jerry. It's not going to be Kari. It's going to be Ezekiel, right? And it's crazy to think that you see all these people, and some of them had a big career before The Walking Dead. And hopefully a lot of those people have big careers after. I love to see, especially a nice person. Like, if you ever got to meet an actor in person at a store, at a convention, and they're nice, you're like, wow, that's cool. I want to support this person. Oh, so-and-so, or you watch Abraham or, Michael Cutlets in other stuff. You're like, oh, I like that. I liked he was really nice when I met him before. And I think my dad's favorite character is Abraham. Because when we met him at Walker Stalker in Orlando, he was like the nicest guy ever. And that stood out to myself and my dad and everything. And it's pretty cool to see that. And it's something to do. And hopefully you guys, if you ever meet, celebrities and stuff, hopefully they're nice and they're good stuff. And it's always cool to see. Let me see any other questions. BJ Logan 007 Q&A. Do you think the message in the bottle had more written on it, more on CRM, or how Jada saved him? Make me think Negan finds it shows Maggie, and they connect the dots for season 8 with Jada's. Well, I hope so, because the way I got it is that he was like, I think about you guys all the time, and you made me who I am, and we are the ones who live. And it wasn't like, hey, people, if you're reading this, I'm safe. I'm in Philadelphia. CRM is terrible. Be on the lookout for their helicopters, their Humvees, their tanks, their boats, their cars, their motorcycles, whatever. The CRM is terrible. CRM stands for Civic Republic Military. You're giving them all the information possible. You're not like, hey, we're not talking about like pen pals here. Like, hey guys, I saw a bird in the sky and it made me think of Daryl, and I saw over here and it made me think of Michonne and Judith over there and Carol's cookies over here, and made me think about you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. All is well. We are the ones who live. Rick. Boop. That's the note. Kind of felt like, hey guys, I'm just going to write this correspondence. It's not like, hey, do not come to Philadelphia. Be on the lookout for these people. This is terrible. I didn't see that at all. It's blurry. It's quick. It's not they're not showing us the note. It's not like, done, for example. You see that Rick is here. Michonne is here. Rick had the phone. Michonne has the phone. Rick did this. Michonne is this. You kind of see them there, the connections that they had, right? Is what I got out of it. Even though I loved it. I love to see Rick and Michonne. Really, the last 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes of the finale is good. Really sets the tone. And I'm glad the word is that they changed it to do that. Because before they had the van with RJ and Ezra and Coco and Gracie and Judith. And they were older. And they were in this, modified van. And they were driving around looking for survivors. But we don't know these fools. We don't know these people. We don't know grown-up RJ and Judith and all this stuff. Like, we know that it's younger RJ, and we know this. And I'm glad they didn't go that route. So we still can have the Rick, Judith, RJ, Rick, Michonne, Morgan, Carol, Daryl. The other question is, since it was supposed to be the Daryl and Carol show, is Carol ever going to be on the show? Because I believe the word was that Melissa McBride dropped out when the filming switched from the U.S. to Europe. But if Daryl's show is going to be 3 seasons, are they all going to be in Europe? Are they all going to be just Daryl? Is Carol going to show up and save the day? Because I hope so, right? Carol and Daryl work really well together. And it's always kind of annoying when they do that on shows, Walking Dead in particular, where they have everybody together, the group breaks up, splits up, everybody together, group breaks up, splits up. It's like, just stick together, or the bulk of people stick together. Come on. I ain't got time for that. No, I'm just kidding, of course. It is what it is for the story, and sometimes you have to do that, trust me. As a writer, I can understand a lot of the stuff that The Walking Dead has done. And I see how it's easy to write a bunch of new characters and a bunch of story and a bunch of this and a bunch of that. And then by the end of it, you got 20 characters when you started with 5. And now you have 20. And then you're like, all right, we got to get rid of some of these fools. A horde comes in and breaks down the walls, or a new group comes in and destroys everybody. And now you're back to 8 characters. You just lost 12 characters because of stuff. Okay, then we got to come in here. Now they're fighting this new group, and this is going to be this, and it comes there. It's easy to just get sidetracked and to get painted in a corner, or write yourself in a corner, per se, too. Henry Q&A, do you think any of the big characters will die in their spinoffs? Could you imagine if Negan dies? No, I think everybody in the spinoffs are going to be safe. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that Maggie and Negan, one of them could die in the show. It doesn't make sense. So, to me, like, what's the end game of the show, right? The main show is done. Boop, gone. Right? CRM is the next big bad. It has to be something like that, unless they're going to bring in new things and a new problem. Let's just like they brought in the variant walkers and didn't really do much with it at all. It was like, oh, the walkers. Well, we only got 5 episodes left, but they're climbing the walls? Great. Like, who cares? Shoot it. It doesn't make any difference. Oh, my God, he's climbing the walls. I've never seen this. Who cares? Take him out. It's not like they're flying around and they're doing anything. It's not like you shot him 6 times and he still got up in the head or something, That's the bigger thing. So we'll see. The variants will probably be a thing in the shows, but I don't see any major characters dying, especially in their shows. So, but the thing is how does it end up? How does the final thing end up? So we get 2 seasons of Maggie and Negan, 3 seasons of Daryl. How many seasons of Rick and Michonne? How many seasons of Fear the Walking Dead? Do we get something else after that? Like I jokingly said it before, do we get The Walking Dead Next Generation? Do we get The Walking Dead Endgame? And I don't know what would you put for what would you have if we had to have the last final series of The Walking Dead? Because The Walking Dead comic ends with the Commonwealth and Carl getting in trouble and Judge Michonne and this and the statue of Rick. And that's how it ends. Well, then you have Here's Negan kind of a thing. Excuse me. And so, I don't know. It's like, I just don't know how they're going to end it. I just hope we don't get like a Game of Thrones ending, because that was weak. But the big thing about it is that'll happen when it happens. We get it when we get there. And I don't know, like I have other shows to watch. Like we were watching, like I said, Tulsa King, Yellowstone. What else are we watching? Well, we have one more episode left of The Peripheral, which I'm excited to see where that goes. I think it's the 8th episode left, and I don't know if there's more than that, but 8 episodes. I got to watch season 2 of White Lotus. Other than that, we're watching like Little People, Big World, and like stuff like that. I've not seen Wednesday yet. Wednesday is the show on Netflix. Haven't seen that yet either. So let me see what do we got. What do we got going on in the chat here? But I want to say thank you guys for being here. I truly believe everything, or I'm truly thankful for all you guys to be here, taking the time. It's just always cool to chat with you. And I missed you guys last Sunday, and I missed you guys the past days not posting any videos. It just feels weird to not post anything on there too. So Gary Page Q&A, could Morgan take the show home and keep both shows going? I don't know. I mean, could Morgan really carry the show? I think he's doing a pretty good job on Fear the Walking Dead, but it also comes down to the writing. What's the actual end game for it? But I think Morgan could carry a lot of stuff. I want to see Morgan reunited with Rick and all that. We want to see everyone reunited with Rick. I know I do. I think a lot of people do too. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. Now that the main show is over, where the hell is Heath? Well, Heath got traded per Angela Kang, so I don't know if we're ever going to see Heath again too. So Dragon says Wednesday is a B, not the A people say it is. So is Wednesday like a B? Like a rhymes with itch? Is that? No, I'm just kidding. But it's a grading A-B. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I like the Addams Family. People are all about, though. People love Netflix, right? Because I think more people they have Netflix. So I would assume people have Netflix and cable and other streaming services, or they just have Netflix. The common thing is they have Netflix because you get a lot of shows, you get a lot of stuff on there too. I don't have a cable box anymore. I do the streaming stuff, but we have Netflix, and we watch a bunch of different things on there too. But there's a lot of good stuff on Paramount Plus. I recommend that one. Maybe a free trial. Wait for a lot of the episodes to go through and then watch it all. Like binge watch it. I don't know how long the trial would be, but there's a lot of good stuff on there too. Phantom Deluxe Q&A. Do you think Jadis could be involved in helping Rick escape, or she is fully committed to the CRM? Great question, Phantom. I mean, I don't know. So when we saw Jadis being abducted, taken, kidnapped, rescued, I don't know whatever you want to say, in season 9 with Rick on the helicopter, she just went away. And she was really nothing involved military-wise or anything with the CRM. Because again, the CRM is the Civic Republic military. It's the military aspect of the Civic Republic. The Civic Republic is like the rest of the organization. It's the big part of it. The Civic Republic the military is part of it. That's the CRM. So I don't know how she went from running a junkyard and doing that to becoming, I don't know, a higher ranking person in the military. Did she have a military background before? I don't know. I mean, there was just no way. It just kind of was, again, an oval peg in a round hole. It fit a little bit, but it was forced to fit. And she mentions Rick a little bit, not by name, and then she goes away and she stays alive, of course, to connect another way. But the bigger question is, how does Michonne get to Rick? Because she's on horseback with her katana and her samurai armor, but she's by herself. What happened to all those people that she was with? That was a lot of people that was there. So there's just no way to tell. But I would assume Rick's got to need help, because some people were bringing it up. They were like, so the CRM was taken down by a bunch of teenagers. But it wasn't just Hope, Iris, Silas. You know, it wasn't that group of people. It was Huck and Dr. Bennett and, Dennis and Silas. And, it was a bunch of different things. It wasn't just like a bunch of 4 teenagers. Like, we're going to take them down. It was all these people together. Huck going against CRM. The doctor. It was a bunch of people. So I would assume that people have to help, and it would be really great, and I would love to see it, and I want to see connections, and I would love some people from the World Beyond to connect with the Rick Michonne show, because it feels like the World Beyond show was a bunch of wasted time. It had a lot of hype and build up, and there was stuff there. It was building and building. Like I remember watching the first season, and it was 10 episodes, and the first 5 episodes were like, what is this, right? But I think it was around episode 7. So 7, 8, 9, and 10. The last 4 episodes were pretty good. I believe 7 was directed by Michael Cutlitz. And so it really kind of changed the dynamic of things and set stuff up. And we're like, okay, where's this going? We're good. And then we got to season 2. And, Hope was taken by, Elizabeth Kubelik. And then she was supposed to do this. And they tried to convince her to join. They didn't want to make her join. They tried to show her why it was a good part to do it. And it just fell flat. We got to see the CRM location, and we got to see the spots, and we got to see the, fuel supplies, and we got to see the different part of it, but it still left stuff not really answered. We got to see why they blew up Omaha. Why? We still don't really know exactly. It was really stupid that they killed all those people off. They were going to kill Portland off, and they didn't. So, and then it's kind of crazy to think that the CRM and the Commonwealth wouldn't know about each other, and we're still waiting for that connection with Pamela Milton and this, and that never came, and it's just a lot of dumb stuff too. So, Jonathan Wilder, did you ever watch Jeepers Creepers Reborn? If so, is it worth a watch? I've never seen Jeepers Creepers besides the first movie, and it was pretty bad. But yeah, no, I haven't seen anything else besides the first movie. Dragon Q&A theory. All the walkers we see Michonne riding through are the pioneer people that just died in the cloud of gas the HUK set off. So the CRM, the CRM set off. So yeah, that would make sense, Dragon. I like that theory, and it makes sense that because she's riding towards them, it's all walkers, and it's kind of hard to see, but it says on the breakdown of the panels and the artwork and stuff that was done behind the scenes, it says a group of walkers, and so that would make the most sense that she's trying to go back to her people, and they were killed off by the CRM. And that gas that they have, that would make sense, and I like that. I like that theory. I mean, again, we just don't know because it was only, they couldn't cram so much information there too, but they set the tone for it, and I think that's where it's going. Excuse me. So because again, so it would make sense that Michonne was taken in by these people, and then those people are just killed off. Boop, they served their purpose, right? The other question is Virgil. Virgil was brought in so Michonne could go away. Georgie was brought in so Maggie could go away. Never saw Georgie ever again. Virgil stuck around, had way more of a story with Michonne. He actually came back, had some story with Connie, and then was at Alexandria and then never saw again. So he was at the end of the first part, then we didn't see him anymore. That's fine. Virgil's not this big character, but it feels like a plot hole. He was brought in to serve his purpose, and it was gone, right? So I would love to see Virgil and people connect with the CRM, and it just makes sense for it. But I don't know. The story kind of got a little crazy. It's got to be tough, though, when you want to write off a character. And how many times did they do that? They did it with Rick. They did it with Michonne. They did it with Alicia. I guess they did it with Madison, but they brought Madison back. And Rick and Michonne are coming back in a different spot, different thing. It's a different show, but it's a walk in the universe. And so I don't know. Is Alicia ever going to come back? You know, there's things where that I don't care. If Alicia ever comes back, that's great. Alicia's cool and all, but I don't know. Okay, where's Winnie? I don't know. That's another one, and that's fine. There's going to be plot holes. They can't answer everything, but they did answer a lot of stuff, and it still, you know, it was a rewarding show. It wasn't a terrible ending that I was kind of afraid it was going to be, and it's over now. So it's kind of what it is, and it's how we be, and you move on with your lives and stuff there too. But it's crazy to think that it's December 11th, 2022, 2 weeks away from Christmas. You know, 3 weeks away from 2023. So we're going to be into another year in a couple weeks, right? And we always had the adage of new year, new me. What you going to do different? What you going to do here? What you going to do that? And maybe you save some money, or you go on vacations, or you try to improve your health and your fitness and your mindset and your whatever it is. And hopefully you do all those things. And if it takes the beginning of the year to do that, and it's great. But I'm always the proponent, guys, that I want you to do something that you always wanted to do, or save, or take the steps to work towards it. Because I know myself, when I go out, hopefully in 40 years, you know, hopefully I die in 40, 50 years from now, happy and healthy and have good mindset and sound body and mind, I don't want to look back and be like, man, I wish I did that, or I wish I did this. And I always put it, I just saw my dad, you know, this last weekend. And I don't want to think about it as like, oh, I wish I did that with my dad, or I wish I did that with my life. Because now's the time to do it. And, you know, my dad lives in New Jersey, and my parents are divorced, and they live there too. But you can do things now to set yourself up for your future. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. You can do little things that go a long way. You know, change your routine, or eat better, or exercise every couple days or every day or whatever. Find out what makes yourself, you know, what you like to do. Start a book series, start a YouTube channel, start a podcast, write something, dance, sing, play bingo. I don't know, something that's out there, whatever you like to do, because I see a lot of patients that are living alone by themselves, and I may be the only person they see, or the nurse and myself may be the only people they see. And it's sad to see that. And it's a reality of life when somebody lives alone. And, you know, I told you my mom was in a car accident this past June, and I saw her this past weekend, and she's doing really well. She still has a little limp, but it's very, I can pick it up because I'm a physical therapist, and I know how to analyze walking patterns and posture and, you know, kinematics and stuff. And she's also my mother. So I know I've been seeing her for, you know, 30 plus years. So I know when something's good, bad, when she's doing well, when she's not. And, you know, she's lucky to be alive. You know, she was in a major car accident, and I'm not trying to take it into a sad moment. I'm trying to make it into a happy moment because she's doing well. And they put in railings, and she's going up and down the steps, and she's doing this, and she has some knee pain because she broke her hip and her kneecap and her, you know, her wrist and her ribs, you know, suffered some fractures, and she's doing well with all this stuff there, and she's getting better getting better day by day, little by little. And you know, none of our time is, you know, guaranteed. You know, you could wake up tomorrow and hit the lottery, or you could wake up tomorrow and have some changing moment in your life for good or bad or worse or better or the best. And it as it comes. You know, like when we went on the trip, my phone case broke. My backpack that I used one time, that I was like, we had to bring these 2 carry-ons, and it was the 2 small carry-ons, right? So I literally had I had stuff at my dad's house, so I could leave stuff. I didn't have to bring there too. But my wife filled up a bag and then put her workout shoes, her workout clothes, her sweatshirt, some of her makeup, and some other stuff there. So she had like 5-6 things in that bag, eating up a lot of room. I put in like a small bag of clothes and a couple of things. So I was like, I got to bring a book bag as a carry-on, or sorry, as a personal item, you know. And so I had this book bag that I bought a while ago on Amazon. I was like, oh, I'm going to bring that. And it was really great. I could fit a lot of extra things in it. I put it underneath the seat, and it was good. I came home, the zipper broke on the thing, and I couldn't get it back on. Tried, pissed me off. I just ripped apart the bag. I was like, this is terrible. I bought the book bag, so I want to buy another one because I really want to travel with that really good. And then my phone case broke, and that was terrible and stuff like this. My wife got sick. My dad got kind of sick. It was definitely had to be the restaurant and stuff. And it was all kind of crazy, and it was a whole lot to do in 4 days and stuff. But we went to this smaller zoo, and I'm going to share some videos with you this week or over the month. I got a couple things that I want to make different videos. So we'll still be making videos about The Walking Dead. Of course, that's how we do it, right? But there's not much to talk about now. You know, Maggie and Negan's show's done filming. The Dower show is filming, but we find out information there. The Rick and Michonne stuff was supposedly start filming in January. The word is now, per Andy Lincoln News, is in February, maybe January, February. But if they're going to film in Jersey, the weather's not going to be the best there for outdoor filming unless they're filming in Silver Cup Studios or different studios or something there. Are they going to film in Georgia and New Jersey? They have to film in a couple different locations. Is it going to be indoors only? I mean, because if it snows there, you can't just be filming outside unless it's going to be snowing in the series. Would be kind of cool. But then how can you really gauge that? You can get blizzard conditions like that. There's a lot of questions there too. So Jonathan Wilder, last question, my guy. Did you hear that God doesn't exist in the Walking Dead universe? Poor Gabriel. I saw something about that, John. It was something, I don't know if it was Robert Kirkman or somebody was talking about that. It was in an article, and I was like, I didn't even click on it because I'm like, it doesn't make any difference. Who cares? It's the thing there. You know, what people believe and what they are. It's open for interpretation for everybody in life, let alone in a fictional universe. So, but yeah, I guess not. That's kind of great. And then the other thing is, like, they never call them zombies. Like, why not? I don't know. They call them everything under the sun. And that's it there too. So thank you guys. Sorry I went on a little tangent there too. But again, I try to be open, honest. Some people like that. It makes them feel like, I don't know. I like to be talking about things and having an open forum and being transparent too. So thank you guys. I will be back next Sunday for our live stream. I'll be rocking the Santa hat as well. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and working hard. I'll be back next Sunday. I'll be watching Yellowstone probably tonight or tomorrow. I want to start talking more about Tulsa King and Yellowstone and other movies and shows like that. But enjoy your weekend, and hopefully the Cowboys win. That's my team. They are hopefully still going to make the playoffs. So I'll be back next